Pokemon.
Hey everybody, this is Pokemon Tabletop War and Peace Session 33, if the Peanut Gallery is correct. Today is 3/5/2026. We're on a hot streak. We are continually meeting every other week for a while now, and we are carving our way through the second gym challenge. That is the gym challenge for the Jade Badge. This is High Cloud Gym, currently in Daydreamer's Cave. We are actively participating in a ritual to redeem ourselves of our horrid sins. That is, of course, the party sins, not mine. I am sinless. So, we are going into Daydreamer's Cave. I'm going to go ahead and pull up that map. And last I checked, we are preparing for our third and final trial to redeem ourselves of the sins that crawl on our back at night. So let me pull this over to Daydreamer Tribe. Cool, now I'm going to zoom out. We have one missing individual tonight, that is Caleb, who plays Amber. He is currently on his honeymoon, so I do not begrudge him his time away. Currently we have David allocated to kind of play Amber. He has a falsetto, or what we call a falsetto, all ready to go. It's very fun. We'll let that blindside you when the time comes. So, yeah, I will change music, and you guys can tell me what the current plan is, or discuss it amongst yourselves as you need to. We're currently starting a bit late, so I think I am going to be keeping to our 2 o'clock sharp deadline here, so we're going to be ending at 11 p.m. CST my time. Alright, and then... do Kitakami? Yeah. Okay. What happened? What do?
So did we expunge our second sin?
You have expunged your second sin. And in return, you got your equipment back, and Amber got her Pokemon back. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was different rewards. Somebody got gear, somebody got Pokemon. Amber already had gear and Pokemon as a means of expunging the second sin.
Correct. That was a reward for expunging the second sin.
Oh, did we successfully?
It wasn't the reward. It was done previously so that we could expunge the second sin. Just had to get Pokemon and gear to clear out the tunnel. And then there was the reward of one person gets gear, one person gets Pokemon.
Okay, that's right. That's right. We got Sandslash. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, it's coming back to me now. And Elaine was elected for Pokemon, I believe, for the second bit here. And who got their gear? That was Mako for this last bit?
Mako.
Okay, so yeah. Elaine has her Pokemon, Mako has his gear. And, of course, everybody still has their starters. Awesome. Okay, so, let me know what you guys are trying to do here, as information has been gathered from this Rhyhorn here and this Nuzleaf regarding the Guardians of the Sacred Fruit. The location, which is apparently east of here, the Guardians have been gravely offended, and they are now dangerous to be around for the Nuzleaf tribe. There may be other acts that you could perform to cleanse the Nuzleaf of their perceived sins towards you. Or rather, your sins towards them. There we go. Okay. What happened? What do you deploy?
We're going to get the mushroom from these guys. Just trying to read the room.
That's right. Thank you.
You have to throw in some slang.
Yeah.
I don't know Gen Z's slang. I'm sorry, I'm too old.
Okay. All right, man.
I feel pain in that pleasurable way, and I'm confused.
So Amber is asking if the plan is to go get that mushroom, which yes, that is the current plan. By the way, Rune, you're currently on your way back through the cave system. This challenge is almost done, so I kind of expect not to get to you this session considering our time constraints, but it may happen. But hey, you get to play Amber, so works out well. Okay. So, yeah, Amber positing that to the group. Everybody stares at Amber dumbly.
Do we know where the Guardians are?
Yes, through Amber's channeling, though you were not given specific directions, you know the Guardians of the Sacred Fruit to be somewhere to your east. That is the direction that you have not yet entertained, up here where the mushrooms are growing, past the pond.
Oh, that would make sense.
Up river, as it were.
Have we been introduced on what kind of trial we'll have to face in order to get the mushroom?
Yeah, no. You don't know what that could involve.
We have to expunge another. We have to preemptively expunge the sin of taking it.
Yeah, before the Nuzleaf tribe will help you with the fruit, if they do at all. You must prove yourself sinless and blameless in their sight. Then you will enter the Promised Land.
Mushroom Cave, where we all get high again.
That's right. If you wish to get high again, you must. All right.
I feel like there's some kind of insidious background plot to get them addicted first, and then continually fabricate sins for them to be able to. Yeah, there's no kind of plot here. This is great writing, Austin.
Of course. We have to, you know, they'll commit a few sins en route, and then we'll have them in our debt for a while longer. You know, it'd be great. Let's aim to keep them here for about 6 to 7 sessions if possible. I think.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I can keep forgetting to add the Jade badge sticker to the thumbnails. Okay, Vigo is leaving you behind. He appears to be getting his feet wet in the soggy, sandy downriver as you glance up the cavern to see a tunnel that appears to be darkening, though lined with mushrooms, rocks. It appears to be somewhat treacherous along the way, as I believe you have your equipment, so you have your headlamp. You're able to see the water glistening off of those rocks in places. This could be quite difficult to traverse if you are not careful. Easily swept down into the great beyond.
Just gonna make sure the mushrooms growing are not the same as in the previous cave, yeah?
No, these do not appear to be the kind of iridescent green mushrooms that made you hallucinate earlier. Neither do they appear to be the promised blue mushrooms, of which you are here to acquire.
Yeah. We know that this is the direction we need to go, so let's go it.
Okay. Do you inform the chieftain of the Nuzleaf tribe that you will venture east now? Or you just waddle away?
I mean, I can't talk to him.
We can't hear you, David. I just hear a random falsetto through the walls.
It's piercing into your skull. You can't escape it
now.
Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Excuse me, Mr. Chief, we're gonna go east to see if we can talk to the Guardians free to make them, like you again.
Shiftry. He kind of nods his head sagely, and then brandishes one of his palm leaf hands towards the eastern entrance. Okay, everybody gone?
Oh, you died again, David.
Why am I dying so quick?
It's the falsetto, man. He hates it.
He dies as he asks, why am I dying so quick?
I was just saying, Ellie, come on, Ellie, let's go. The boys are leaving us again.
Let me give you...
We don't want them to get hit by another dinosaur.
I need to give you control, don't I? Here, have control.
Could I make a quick check on this corner over here to try and figure out why it's dead? As we're passing through it?
Yes. Roll me survival or Pokemon education.
Pokemon. Okay.
If you roll survival, I could roll Pokeed.
Presumably that's not to be how it works. Oh, 15?
15, yep. Well, you determine that most of the sources of the light are centralized in the cavern, though there does appear to be something more, perhaps afoot. As at one time, you can see a lot of this vegetation is not a low hydration vegetation or low sunlight vegetation. This was at one time a much more fertile and verdant cavern that has since lost a lot of its vigor. As you begin to put two and two together, you suspect this may be because at one time the water levels were significantly higher than they used to be. Than they are currently, I should say. This would have resulted in more hydration throughout the cavern, though it would not have solved the sunlight problem necessarily, but additional hydration would have definitely helped. Unless you're doing something with that information, I'll continue narrating as you guys venture east. Going once, going twice. All right, continuing narration.
I will try, and by the way, to be as active as I can tonight, but you have my body, my mind, and spirit are more doubtful. I woke up with a headache that eventually, by the time I got to work, started making me feel nauseated.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Did you have your
go
bag?
It hasn't really... My what?
Did you bring your go bag with your Tylenol in it?
Yes, well, I have, like, ibuprofen and Dayquil that I bring into the pharmacy every day.
Yes.
But then I ended up buying some Sudafed. As I told David, thank God I work in a place that sells drugs. So that helped with, I'm assuming it's the pressure change.
Do you have a great storm rolling in?
Yeah, supposedly we're supposed to have thunderstorms today or tonight, and so I do think it's affecting me, but it never used to affect me this bad. This year especially, like, the change in weather just debilitates me. So I'm going to be much more passive tonight, but I will try and be as active as possible. But feel free, anyone, to just
do your best,
me
and
into action.
I'll try to poke you sometimes. Yep, sure. All right, venturing ever forward.
In time will be welcome.
Uphill into the watery tunnel here. You are quickly finding you are having trouble finding your steps, as those of you who still have your clothing missing find yourselves ankle deep in very cold water flowing down this tunnel. Something in the back of your head, Vigo, makes you think this must be ice melt from much, much higher up the mountain system as it's flowing downhill. That would mean this water could be hailing all the way from the Silverwind Plateau. Regardless, this factoid does not assist you in making a successful escape up this tunnel. So I'm going to need you guys to devise a way to do so successfully, or roll me an acrobatics check.
What are we doing, like trudging upstream or something?
Yep, you're actively slipping back down into the entrance where you are currently listed on the map. There's enough slick rocks in there, and there's enough water flow to just make it super treacherous.
Who has the rope?
I don't think we have the rope.
Thought I had rope.
Oh, so we have an escape rope, I think,
Yep.
but that's...
Vigo has his equipment, you have your equipment. If you see a rope in your stuff, then you have that with you now. I don't believe Amber has her stuff yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, Amber has her stuff.
Amber has both her stuff and her mon. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Amber might have the escape rope. Feel free to check her inventory out. So I guess Elaine is the only one who doesn't have her stuff, but she has her Pokemon.
I have a Pokemon, which means I could use Dwayne. He has Ground Shaper.
Ooh.
That might be able to help our trek up.
Yeah.
David, you're quiet.
I'm quiet? I'm quiet or I'm dead?
You're quiet. You're quiet.
You're quiet.
Better?
Quiet.
There you go. Yep.
Better.
Yep.
I have the rope, guys.
Hey, you actually
okay.
have it?
Yep.
I will swap Calamari for Ludwig.
Ooh.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Hi!
Wait, do you have your Pokemon?
Uh-huh. Oh, no, I don't. You're right.
No, you have your things.
It disappears out of existence. You don't have it.
Okay, well, in that case...
imagination.
Hey, Amber, can I see the rope? Oh, you died.
Amber will.
Oh, there
he goes. There he goes.
I don't know what's wrong with my mic.
It must be the falsetto because your normal voice comes through perfectly.
It's just like Caleb.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, do your best.
I'll hold on to this then, because I don't want you to, fully take it.
All right.
Very Amber. I appreciate that roleplay. Yeah, excellent.
I will attempt to waddle upstream first with a middling at best attempt.
Okay.
Holding the end of the rope.
12 acrobatics isn't going to cut it, brother. As you are trudging up, you have your sneakers on, which do help with grip. You have some hydrophobic clothing, which is helping with comfort levels, but unfortunately, it's still slick. It's still treacherous, and it's still dark as you fall back down, sliding back on your sweatpants, and find yourself directly in front of Amber with one end of the escape rope in your hands still.
Do everything myself, don't I? Amber's gonna try.
Okay. Amber, do you hand the other end of the escape rope to somebody before carrying the other one up, if you're trying to establish some sort of secure line up? Otherwise...
I mean, I'm already holding it, so I may as well just keep holding it.
You should let Mako keep holding it? Sure.
Yep.
All right, Amber.
Don't let go!
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Good. This is one of your 2 possible checks for acrobatics here, and you guys did quite well. Moving upwards, Amber has successfully traversed, like some kind of strange mountain goat, or perhaps the insect she frequents herself, with hopping from one rock to the next, bouncing off a wall at one point. And you see nothing but the kind of light color of her sweater as she begins to fasten it to a rock near the top of the tunnel about a minute and a half later. So from here, everybody can make new acrobatics checks if they want, and they have a much lower DC. Alternatively, there's also an athletics DC, and the athletics DC is going to be significantly higher as you're essentially just brute forcing your way, like running your way up the fall. The moment you lose momentum, you're sliding all the way back down with potentially haphazard results. So, I see an 18 from Amber. Oh wait, that was previously Mako 11. 11 is enough, Mako. You and your Pokemon get up. Who's going next?
Light. 22.
22, DC was 20. You managed to get up, barely touching the rope at all on your way up. Ankles slightly sore, but otherwise feeling very vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
As you,
Yes, I have good shoes.
You do have good shoes. All right.
Got the nice lip.
So Elaine is what awaits, and I'm assuming the other small Pokemon are going to be able to accompany their trainers without event here.
Yep. Elaine just looks at it apprehensively and be like, "This always happens to me," and then grabs the rope.
Nice.
Provide assistance to Amber. Like, that's the. I can't remember what the assistance check thing is. It's half the rank, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Half the rank rounded down, right?
Right. I think in this case, because the visual image doesn't quite line up, you'd have to consider a way in which you might assist her. As you're at the top of the tunnel looking down at her, and she's at the bottom. How do you think Amber would handle this?
Let's go help! Go help her!
Who are you telling to go help?
Miss the subject.
Oh, it's the Sand Shrew. Or Sand Slash.
A Sand Slash. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Does the Sand Slash have high acrobatics?
Better than Elaine's.
Okay. Sure.
It's not a high bar, but
better.
Okay,
but
what's
it does
the
have
rank
ground
on...
shaper. If that also helps. The rank is 3, so you'd be getting a. Well, it's 3
Just
plus
a
1.
What if What if Elaine just grabs the rope and Mako rolls athletics to, like, pull her along, tow her by the rope?
Sure.
And just reel her in.
I would say that's fine. Higher DC than the acrobatics check.
Okay, fair. Hey, Elaine! Just grab the rope. I'll pull you in.
She'll tie the rope around her waist to make it sort of like an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll, like, you know how they rock climb where they just plant their feet on the wall?
Yeah.
So she'll go like that. She'll walk up the waterfall with Mako reeling her in.
Vigo, you should help.
Yeah, is Vigo helping? He's typing something.
Vigo probably would have been a better choice for that, considering I have an extra d6 plus 2 to this check. But
alas, Mako thought
it stands, hoping I can add a plus 2.
Awesome. Plus 2 gets you over the DC.
If that changes.
Nice.
Mako, you start, and it's just too slippery as you find yourself having trouble gripping the mouth of the tunnel that you're currently standing in, even as you exert forces against the current and the weight of Elaine and all of her Pokeballs down there. However, as Vigo comes in behind you, tugging the rope, you suddenly find yourself in a glorious game of tug-of-war against the current of this cave river. Heave-hoeing over the course of about 20 seconds, and after a few moments, Elaine emerges in the mouth of the tunnel. No worse for wear, though, visibly, kind of wet, as it looked like your exertions splashed up a lot of water. Okay, everybody up now. Our skill challenge there is done, as you are through the river mouth. You are now essentially at all times here, stepping in a narrow, or I should say shallow flood of water rushing down the corridor, though it's not on a slant, so gravity isn't speeding it up at this time. You are able to trudge through with nothing but wet feet or wet socks to show for it. And progressing
Ever
on.
just got the escape rope.
Okay, retethering the escape rope. Sure. Yep, you refasten that and pull it back up. Takes you an extra couple minutes or so. Once you feel like you have it satisfyingly packed away, you return and continue along your ways. Okay, moving on. As you press onward, you begin to reach a number of diversions in the water flow. As you reach where it looks to be a number of rocks have fallen down and diverted water down another channel downhill, much like the route you just came from. However, the ending of this particular fork is unclear. And there is another slight incline, not one I'll make anybody roll any checks for, further up the tunnel. As it seems like there's enough little diversions going off the tunnel that by the time you reach where you're beginning to see a larger light, perhaps indicating another larger cavern, you are dealing with high enough pressures of water that you are beginning to struggle against it. Okay, at this point, acrobatics are unlikely to help you tremendously. Perhaps other strategies are in order.
So we're still dealing with a lot of water.
Yeah, now it's less slippery and now just high current, actively pushing you back. You're all kind of braced up against each other and a wall, just making sure you're not moving, but that's best you can manage right now without a check or some kind of strategy.
I mean, could Zoe telekinesis us above the water?
It's dark. I don't know if she would have vision to the other side.
Mako might have a light source, or could we give Zoe the dark vision glasses?
Sure.
Well, Elaine has a waterproof flashlight that she could use.
Ooh, yeah.
Sure. Perfect use for it. You're looking up, and you do not see anything other than a series of extremely small ledges that might be navigable by small Pokemon. Otherwise, the ceiling seems to be somewhat low and reveals no outgress for you. Egress.
Okay, so up isn't an answer. What about beyond? Further up the river?
Further up the tunnel is the most obvious answer. The other answer is doubling back and going down one of the forks you saw earlier, if you want to go somewhere new.
I'd say let's go up the river a little bit.
These are higher currents, though.
You will be struggling here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, intuitively, athletics makes sense here. Other answers potentially abound, of course. Yeah, night vision
icy breath, freeze the water.
Exactly.
Yep, jam it up. I think that's a great idea and would have no repercussions later down the line.
Yep, that's right. Alternatively, I freeze up the river, and say that I've stopped up the river and I'm not gonna bring it back until
yes.
they give us all of our stuff as well as some of the sacred fruit.
Yeah, you hold the river hostage.
This seems like a valid strategy.
That
honestly.
is sure to go over well with the hateful Nuzleaf tribe.
Well, what if I say it was the nose pass that did it?
Well, if you can get it past the Zatu, that's a fantastic idea.
In a party where no one has style.
That's right.
I'm building it.
Oh, that's. I don't think you're a part of this party that's currently here, though. So
Amber.
Unfortunately, that's not exactly helpful.
Oh, ruin skills specifically. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Amber has the same amount of skill as I do, though. I think.
Yeah. I think she's slowly speccing into that.
Would a sufficiently powerful move mess with the current, or a water type move?
Yeah, let me know what ideas you have. As a general rule, what I think I'll say for moves is they will give you some kind of conditional bonus or potential answer, though you can only use those moves once in between combat encounters, let's say.
Okay. I'm double checking. So, would Bubble Beam work here? Because it does lower speed.
I think Bubble Beam might be helpful for briefly contesting the current. Basically, like just blasting your way forward like a beam battle with the current. It would make things easier for a while, but not for long, and not a fantastic strategy. But it would help for sure.
What if we were to like create our own path?
There's an interesting idea using ground shaper of some kind. Keep in mind this is a hydrodynamic environment, so creating new paths in the rock could lead to unpredictable consequences, but that is a potential way forward, absolutely. A sufficiently high survival check or something else might be able to offset that kind of disaster.
Are we trying to cross this river or like continue along the river?
You are continuing to go east. You want to go up river based on everything you know so far. Currently, there is a devastatingly high current rushing past you. You are in the riverbed. There is no shore on either side to pass by it. You are currently like ankle to knee deep in water.
Gotcha.
I'm liking a lot of the ideas I'm hearing so far.
I'm thinking like Minecraft, where you can like make a little hole on the side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we could just like crawl through the hole.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to exactly change the shape of the river. We just have to make our own path. Does anybody else agree with this or disagree with this?
The stretch of what Ground Shaper can do.
Sure, check it out and post it if you want.
I already did.
It's already been posted.
Oh, you did? You did.
That being said, we do have what's the I can't believe I've forgotten what those called. Sand Slash, which has a burrow speed which can leave holes, which this is part of like burrow speeds that you can leave a hole if you want to. It would probably be kind of uncomfortable for all of us to move through a hole like that, but it is feasible.
I am
tiny.
Reluctant.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. I thought you were going to say Amber would totally do that.
Yeah, Amber is definitely small enough to fit through.
Me as a player, I'm reluctant because, like, if there are possible environmental consequences, it wouldn't happen, like, while we're here. It would happen during the next rainstorm when water would be rushing through here.
Keep in mind, this is seemingly an already slightly damaged ecosystem. You're not quite sure what started all these other forks, and obviously, at one point, there was much more water diverted down the central causeway back into the cavern you guys came from. Just think of the damage that did. A lot of dead stuff on the periphery there.
Yeah, so...
Where were the previous forks? I think I might have just missed that. Have we passed other forks in the river?
So we chose not to go towards the forks. Yes, there were other forks at the river that we were at right now.
Okay.
Could we have calamari either swim or levitate upstream? And have Amber channeling her so that we can scout for like where we want to be headed?
That's a fun idea. Want to try that for starters? Get some information under your belt?
Yeah. Hey, Amber, let's try something. And then I'll scheme that up.
What do you want to try?
Awesome. The tunnel is long, and Calamari will quickly be leaving your line of sight as she will be winding around corners. So I want you to roll me a command check. Cool. So you think Calamari gets the gist of what you're doing, and then Amber's going to go ahead and perform a channel here, which I don't believe costs an AP, does it? Check that for me if you would, David.
I think what is most relevant here is shared senses, which does cost an AP.
Okay, so that would be an AP from David, playing as Amber. So go ahead and allocate that, and now you have your surveillance drone as Calamari crackles off of Mako's shoulders, leaving a tingly feeling. As Amber, your impressions suddenly become fractalized and fill with a white static that seems to emanate in all directions, but seems to increase most heavily when facing towards electronics, such as Mako's Pokédex or even the bioelectricity coursing through Pokemon and human beings. Calamari veers away from that, however, and ventures upriver, which seems to be devoid of most of that. Venturing deeper into the dark, does Calamari have any means of seeing in the darkness?
Where would such things be?
It'd be under capabilities.
Pokemon's capabilities and potentially moves could provide some illumination, such as, but not limited to, Flash, which is a move often associated with electric-type Pokemon.
She does not, so do we want to give her the dark vision goggles before she heads out?
I don't think those can be used on Pokemon. I'll check.
Would Spark make enough illumination?
Yeah, I would say Spark would make enough illumination for a one-way trip, then she would have to fly back.
Okay.
And this is your use of spark before the next combat. So you can think of it sort of like a special power-up that you can only use once per Pokemon.
Until combat starts, or does that mean I can't use it in combat?
You could use it in combat, yeah. Like, you could think of combat
Gotcha.
as, like, resetting that kind of thing.
Okay.
And before we consider exploiting this, I will be immunizing combats that seem to be started for that express purpose, like, for example, beating up a helpless rat.
Guys, I think I see a Caterpie. We better reset our combat stuff real quick.
That's right. Attack that Caterpie! It's a cooldown!
The thought that occurred to me was, hey, let's have a quick training session where we both use one move on each other's Pokemon to reset the rest of our moves.
Right, that kind of
Hee
What about Charge Beam? Number one, that's
I think
2 moves, so...
Right, I think I like Spark better. Charge Beam...
Okay.
Charge Beam is more like a laser beam that is like a little more intensive and exhaustive. Spark is like surrounding the user's body in electricity and then moving, which would provide illumination while moving, which makes a lot of sense, right? For this situation.
Okay.
It's like a zappy tackle,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. Charge Beam if you wanted to electrocute the entire team while you're in the water. Absolutely.
Fair, yes. What about Thunder Wave? I'm just trying to think of like a way for Calamari to see when she's coming back.
Thunder Wave is a concussive and paralyzing blast.
Okay.
So that's not even necessarily illuminating.
But the games always portray it as electricity, so I want...
Yeah.
Okay. We'll spark, and then Mako will just kind of try and grab Calamari on her way back if she doesn't see, because she can just follow the current on the way back.
Well, Amber can see, and they're sharing senses, so maybe Amber could help guide her back.
True, yeah.
Cool. So moving in, command shack, good enough for this. This is fairly simple, and now you have Spark active as you instruct Calamari to be using its move, every so many feet or so, just to make sure it's not running into anything, and so it can navigate its way back, make sure it doesn't take any strange forks. As you all brace up against the wall, ever so often, you feel a very slight tingle as bits of electricity arc into the water and flow down the river slightly, but Calamari is well elevated above the water thanks to its levitation, so you don't have to worry about that. I kept waiting for you to tell me it is swimming, which would have been very funny if you'd chosen to use Spark.
Yeah.
Calamari advancing, just an occasional silhouette, just going up the tunnel. Amber, through Calamari's eyes, and of course Calamari could report this more intuitively if the channeling weren't active here, so don't think this is a necessary thing for future reference. Your information will just be slightly less precise. So, here, about 60, 80 feet up the tunnel, it does seem to be getting more and more intense in terms of water. However, there does appear to have been a small offshore kind of divot in the wall where everybody would be able to have enough space to rest from any exertions making their way up the river. You can think of that like a midway point, and then another 60 feet or so up, the tunnel winds greatly to the right, slants slightly, and comes out into a much brighter, more well-lit cavern. You can see signs of foliage beyond and sunlight pouring down through sunstones in the ceiling. However, Calamari is starting to run out of juice, so it decides to preserve its spark and head back, using that to illuminate its way back and not taking any bad turns along the way. It comes back to you guys and relays the information through various hissing and clicking noises that Mako may or may not understand, and of course, Amber has been well relayed here.
So it looks like this weird sunny place is like really far up there, but there's like a halfway point that we can stop at.
Maybe we could if need be, we could give Vigo the rope and just have him fight his way. But, given that the DC was 20 last time, I'm kind of hesitant.
Hey, Austin.
Hi, I'm Austin.
What if Zoe were to use her psychic abilities to push the water around us so that we could walk on the bed of the river?
Parting the Red Sea. That would be a massive exertion of telekinetic powers, but it could be done.
What if we used Zoe to just, instead of like taking full control of Vigo, just exert a force pushing him in the direction he's trudging by way of lowering the DC on his athletics check?
I don't want to crush the boy.
I doubt we will.
Well, keep in mind, if you're using telekinesis, then you can simply levitate somebody above the water and move them that way. But that's a thought, sure.
Oh, I thought you said there wasn't enough room to levitate someone above the water.
There is, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
there's no other, like, there's nothing else up there besides a few little handholds that a small Pokemon or a very acrobatic individual may be able to take hold of. But otherwise the ceiling is quite low. But yeah, it is enough. I mean, all the space you need to telekinetically levitate over the water is like a foot, because remember, we can go prone while being levitated, like you did in the so I mean,
I was very confused why we couldn't do that. That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah,
the only reason why I didn't consider it an option is because I feel like we're overusing it, and I'm waiting for Austin to punish it.
Right.
It's a resource with lots of limits. So, I mean, she can't levitate herself. She can't levitate more than one person at a time. If you do it long enough, then there's focus checks involved. So it's fine. And you have a psychic Pokemon. I'm cool with you using it.
Okay.
So, you said there are handholds on the ceiling? Can Amber try and clamber up and grab the handholds and get to the midway point through acrobatics instead of athletics?
They're sporadic enough that it would be a high acrobatics check, and they're wet enough from the precipitation rising that it does make it a little slippery, but yes, that is a potential way forward, absolutely. I mean, she has very high acrobatics, so if anybody can do it, it would be her. So right now, it seems like you guys need some sort of very strong strategy that capitalizes on somebody's strength to kind of push your way through and then make the way easier for other people.
What if we?
We do need to block up the water at the. There we go.
Vigo.
Yeah.
So I don't have a way to make it easier. Is the problem.
What if I use Puddle? We just put Puddle on top of your head and have Puddle use Bubble Beam until you reach the midway point with the escape rope.
I mean, we can also just telekinesis Vigo to the midway point and then use the escape rope as well as like a backup in case Zoe gets tired.
Additionally, I might. It's not impossible. I can just brute force my way up this. So potential option here. I do have a pickaxe. If there's possibly places along the wall, I could wedge that to brace myself if necessary. Something along those lines, perhaps. Or a shovel if that would work better, but I kind of doubt it.
I do want to try the ceiling for Amber, though, myself. To get her up there.
Would the move Strength potentially help with just forcing my way up through the water?
Yeah, man. I would rule much in the way that I would with Pokemon, in that you would get that, like, your one use in between combats. Yeah. I mean, that is very much the kind of situation you would use it in. So I want to say in Gen 2, you get strength from a guy that is literally standing underneath a waterfall. So yeah, withstanding great raging currents would definitely be something strength can do.
Yeah. So would this be something I could use effectively for the whole trek, or just to the midway points?
I would. So it's one much higher DC if you miss the midway point. But yeah, you would like have exerted your body, and like that adrenaline will have worn off if you rest in between. So yeah,
that's what I'm worried about, because it was stated that it past the midway point it gets harder. Yeah,
it's a little harder. Yeah.
Yeah, which makes me think I might need it there as an extra boost.
If you want to brute force it now without strength, yeah. If you want to brute force it now without strength, then I would recommend either using Puddle or using Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with assistance for the first half, and then probably just pushing through once we get to the midway. I think that's probably our best way through this.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Unless we can justify Slam as just charging through the water.
I wouldn't justify Slam that
take
way.
Down? I mean,
yeah, take that water down, baby.
Yeah, I throw myself at the water and take recoil damage, but I get through it.
Yeah.
I would be willing to accept that trait if that's what if we would be willing to do that.
Wait a second. Can I use string shot to help me get a better grip on the ceiling to help with the acrobatics check from Ample?
Sure. Yeah, that would lower the acrobatics DC for sure.
Okay, then me and Ample are gonna crawl across the ceiling like little bugs.
Okay. Do you have a strategy for when you reach the midway point?
Wait for the others. I am taking the escape rope with me since I'll have the string shot. So
There you go.
I'll have the escape rope at the ready. I'm gonna hand it to. How long is the escape rope exactly?
I want to say I said it was like 50 feet or so of rope.
Oh, then it wouldn't help here because they would need to get through 30 feet in the first place.
It would help.
Well, wasn't it 60 feet? It would be helping past a certain point.
Yeah,
I imagine at the very least it would lower the DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Amber's gonna take the escape rope and climb the ceiling. Try to get up there.
Okay. 25. Okay. DC was 20 with the help of string shot. Yeah, you are acting a little bit like Spider Girl over here, as Ample basically sitting on your shoulders, fused to youth by strings attached to your body, and then it fires, hits the far wall and kind of zip lines you over to an effect as your lightweight allows that to happen, grabbing onto one set of little handholds and then jumping to the next wall, and it is exhausting, and by the end your fingers ache and hurt, blisters on your hands as you begin to wonder if you misjudged the distance on the midway point. As you look down and see an outcropping, and you realize, oh no, you're here, and you let go right as your strength begins to fail you, and you sit down in an exhausted heap, Ample, all out of string shot until it is able to process and create the bioorganic processes that make more of that. You are
Good job, Apple.
very good. Yeah, you are where the team needs to be, but nobody else is yet. Do you want to do anything to kind of make the way easier for the rest, like tying that escape rope?
Yes, I'm going to tie the escape rope, and can I see them from here, or can I see where their position would be?
The tunnel winds enough, but the nice thing is the current will absolutely take the rope downstream, which is where your team is.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll go ahead and tie the rope.
Okay. Yeah, you fasten it to a nearby boulder, which seems to be sturdy enough. No special check for that. And then after a few moments, kind of hearing the sounds of Amber venture off in the distance to be absorbed by the ever-approaching current, you guys see maybe 10 feet or so up the end of the escape rope, kind of drifting and hugging one wall.
So here's my thinking. What if I get behind the other two and just start pushing them up with me?
Yeah. Or like get them in front of you
rope,
and use the rope. Like you're the anchor in tug of war.
That kind of thing.
Just push them up with your chest, basically. Yeah, totally. That would make this a bit easier, I think. Overall, you could help make up for their shortcomings. Okay. Any other Pokemon at play here, helping with this strength of pushing here against the currents?
Clearly, Frigivax being the ever-present cheerleader, it's a time to chanting in time to keep with the steps.
Free. Absolutely. Okay. You all collectively push upwards. Vigo behind you, and whenever you begin to slip, his overpowering presence just shoving you forwards. I would like Mako, Elaine, and Vigo to roll me athletics checks here.
26.
Okay, 26, 16.
Hang on, I lost my character sheet.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, it goes back in the folder. Ugh.
Your refrigerator's running. Better go out and catch it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you needed 2 successes out of 3. You're good here. As Elaine is definitely struggling, but she's in between both the guys and just being shoved along. If Vigo isn't pushing her, Mako is grabbing her hand and yanking her forward, and then securing everybody to the line. As Amber, you see the line begin to go taut, as lots of pressure is being put on that, and you realize your friends are now on the other end. Okay, so now we advance. One more set of athletics checks, or a relevant ability here as we get to the midway point, as your DCs are now greatly reduced as you are on the escape rope line, being hoisted forward slowly.
Oh, this seems like a decent spot to pop strength here and just push through this last bit with
Oh, this is on your way to the midway point. You guys haven't made it to the midway point.
Oh,
yet.
wait, we're still doing it? Okay, never mind.
Yep. That was just to get to the rope. That was so you made the roll to reduce
to the rope. Okay.
Yeah, to reduce all future DCs here to get to the rope. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool, yeah. So, just continue, I suppose.
Okay. So we got a 9, a 23, and a 19. Fantastic rolls overall. It is very difficult, and your hands are beginning to burn slightly. If you guys have gloves, those are beginning to get quite warm. However, you soon approach the strange, beady-eyed shirt of Amber that always seems to precede her slightly in the dark, and she helps you back up onto the shore there. All of you kind of panting, exhausted, and knowing you're only halfway there. You reel the escape rope in. It is now soggy, and several of the strands are beginning to kind of de-thread a little bit. This thing is seeing harder times, and if you keep putting it through the ringer like this, it is eventually going to give.
Okay. I will collect the escape rope, though.
Yeah. So that's GM terms for 2 out of 3 uses on the escape rope.
Gotcha.
You got one more good use out of the escape rope. Then you'll burn it for hemp. Okay. So now you know you have a winding tunnel stretching in front of you, with no further reprieves until the central cavern, which opens up into a larger, more green area.
Ooh.
Do they have any other equipment that could be helpful here?
I think this is where we're gonna have to use Zoe on at least one person with low athletics, and then strength and bubble beam. Mako, do you have all your Pokemon or just Calamari? Okay. Do we have any other water Pokemon among us?
Psyduck, but we left him behind.
If only the water trainer had his Pokemon.
Why did you get your equipment over your Pokemon?
Cries to himself. Pokeballs.
Yeah, Pokeballs and the ability potentially to craft something.
He's a capture
But
specialist.
mostly Pokeballs.
Also,
Yeah.
Pokédex is nice to have.
True. I probably have a few little shinies and treats that we can use for bribery should we need them.
Okay, so it's basically going to just be Puddle on this one for Bubble Beam duty. So
Okay.
this will be Puddle's use of Bubble Beam
Playing the
to
Surskit.
help us get through this.
Yep. Okay.
What does it look like up at the top once it opens up?
Calamari didn't go quite that far, but there does appear to be banks on either side you should be able to slide yourself up onto.
Okay. Well,
Okay. So what abilities are we using?
It's still gonna be an athletics roll, right, to get through this one?
Yeah, I'm asking before I set the DC on your skill checks. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask like what all cool things are you doing to try and rig the odds in your favor? Like if you're using a move, are you using any capabilities? Yeah.
Puddle is using Bubble Beam and Water Walk to just consistently Bubble Beam along the path upwards to help lower the help slow the current down.
Okay, so bubble beam firing off. Very cool. Vigo, where you want to do strength here?
yep.
Okay, strength.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else I have that could potentially be invoked here. Don't think there's anything other than potentially post this.
Training resume.
So I do have better sprinting right now, but I don't
Okay.
think that would necessarily be particularly relevant.
I'll note
Other
it.
than just-
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it in the grand formula. Okay, so strength bubble beam. Anything else? That it?
That's all I got.
No telekinesis being used. Nothing else coming from the bugs. All right.
Oh wait, do I have another string shot? I might have another string shot too.
You might have another string shot
no.
among your other Pokemon, maybe.
I was thinking like, oh, I don't think the others do because her others are
Yeah.
Nettle and Cuddles.
The Beedrill might have, but Beedrill's not with you currently.
Yeah.
Rock types.
Yeah. No.
Could I
Cuddles
potentially
would not
carry
like this
somebody?
one.
Could you potentially carry somebody? Yes, you could potentially
somebody
carry
very
somebody.
And
Yeah,
that'll
you
increase
could.
DC.
Yeah, you could put like Amber on your back. It will increase DC.
Would the relative weight of who I'm carrying have a significant effect on the DC?
Yeah. I mean, significant in this case is like a difference of +2 or +3 addition to the DC, that kind of thing.
So I'm considering potentially Amber because I don't think she has good athletics.
Yeah. Amber would be the ideal target, I think, generally.
Yeah.
Amber and Elaine have the same athletics, so
Yeah,
either
okay.
of those.
Either.
Yeah, but you're lighter.
That's true.
Plus, Elaine can potentially just be carried.
That's true.
Through telekinesis.
Okay.
All
right.
If
If you
yeah, blade up the tree.
if you are using telekinesis, I need to know now.
I guess she would be using it.
Okay. So I did do some scrolling on Reddit here, and I have come to the same conclusion that they did, in that your telekinesis Pokemon, if it does not have the self-telekinesis capability, is not able to be carried by you while using it. So you can have it on like one of your friendly trainers that are trying to get by conventionally, just pushing through, and she can be using telekinesis on you. But like you don't have flight hacks by carrying the telekinesis Pokemon. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So who is
Another one for the backpack.
Yeah, who's the Hatchrim? Hatchrim going on Vigo.
Yeah, Hatchrim would go on Vigo.
Amber going on
So
Vigo.
how heavy is Hatchrim?
I'm sorry, what?
How heavy is Hatram?
She's not that heavy. Let me...
700 pounds.
She's... I'm sorry, what?
700
Only 10 pounds. It's only 10 pounds.
Only 10. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
It's not Cosmog.
Just want to make sure because.
Or is it Cosmoem? Cosmoem's like the really heavy one for no reason.
Yep, that's still under my heavy lifting. Very cool.
Cool.
Carrying Amber, Amber Hatchram, Bridgebacks, and my various assortment of fossil objects.
Awesome.
Is still under heavy lifting. So
That's what you hear. Okay, so the Pokemon collection plus Amber now fastened to your back, perhaps with that escape rope. I won't make that one of your uses. That's just more flavor.
Thank you.
Yep, Vigo, you're starting to feel the pressure a little bit as you have to kind of like adjust Amber, tell her to stop like gripping around your neck. You can't breathe. As you collectively prepare to get back in the water for the final push. All right, here we go. I'm going to get some different music here as we've been on Dark Cave for a bit here. As you face the forces of nature, blasting past you, hopping into the river, you utilize strength as a burst of adrenaline in just raw bravado and masculine energy flows through Vigo as he begins to plow ahead, even while the Surskit dancing on the surface of the water, struggling a little bit against the current. Bull beam firing outward, just blasting the current aside to an effect. The sides of the cavern are now extremely turbulent, but the middle seems to have less resistance as the rest of you kind of cowering in Vigo's wake right now, pushing forward best you can. Elaine being levitated just above the water, enough to see everyone's exertion and realizing she's getting off a little bit easier here, even as she is buffeted by bits of water splashing up on the sides now as the bubble beam is doing its work. Athletics check from Mako, athletics check from Vigo. They better be high. Here we go.
Oh, I was going to...
23.
Ooh.
Here's good.
I was going to wait and see if I could be telekinesis.
No, you will not be able to be telekinesis here.
Okay.
Just leave Mako behind.
Nice. 23 and 20. You guys plowing forward with every last bit of reserve remaining in your body as turn winds after turn. The body is there, but you begin to think you made a wrong turn. Did Amber get it wrong? Did Calamari go the wrong way? Everyone begins to feel this as Hatchram begins to sweat visibly, her focus beginning to wane, as I want everybody to roll me focus checks.
Oh, here.
Everybody focus?
Everybody rolls focus. This is the focus dungeon.
Ugh.
Dude,
But it have to come somewhere.
Zoe is carrying you right now. Quite literally in Elaine's case. Okay, yeah. One of you needed a focus above a 15 here to not fork where you shouldn't have. As Zoe, through all her maze, trying desperately not to let her trainer go, one of her little weird hat appendages points over your shoulder, Vigo. Rim! As you feel a telepathic pulsing through your head that way. As you plow ahead, new direction under your belts, as suddenly you see light. You pass up a fork and find yourself suddenly blinding light blasting down on you. All of you collectively do your best to get up onto the beaches. You didn't have enough information, so I'm going to go ahead and make a choice. I'll let you make a choice, left or right of the river. I'm assuming you're all going to one side.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, whichever one.
All of you beach onto the right-hand side of the river, absolutely exhausted, and even though you all succeeded, that is going to be 1 tick of HP for everyone that physically exerted themselves there. Well done. You have successfully circumvented the Great River, or perhaps I should say plowed right through it.
Seeing how exhausted everyone has become from that, Elaine's gonna tell Zoe to use Life Dew on everybody.
Okay.
Since we're all huddled.
Definitely. Okay, so how much does that recover?
1/4 their maximum.
1/4.
Oh, nice.
Everybody should be healed up to max now. I think you took a
Okay,
few scrapes
up.
earlier. Yep. Okay. As you all slowly get your bearings again, you begin to look around the cavern and realize you're not in Animos anymore. You gaze up at flocks of bird Pokemon fluttering over what appears to be a skyline that ventures up hundreds of feet, where sunstone prisms out, splits into myriad rainbow colors, showering the cavern filled with trees, grass, flowers, all manner of stone monoliths, cyclopean venturing upward like stalagmites from the ground, lined with moss, mushrooms. You hear a deep bass tone and stomping. As you glance behind you on the right-hand side of the river to see a massive sauropod-like Pokemon stomping its way along, eating fruit from the highest of the branches.
Dinosaur.
Who's that Pokemon?
That's a Tropius.
Yeah.
You glance about to a green, verdant wilderness that defies all odds, existing within the depths of this cave system. The roots of the Daydreamer's Cave's water source, as the river rages past you, and from it a precipitation and tiny offlets funnel water into all manner of vegetation. You expect you are now close by the holy fruit and the guardians of that sacred fruit, as mentioned by the Nuzleaf tribe. Though you do not see it in view, perhaps further exploration of this cavern will yield some results. We've got about an hour left to play, everyone. How do you want to pursue this area here? Perhaps climbing a tree to scout the area, deploying some manner of Pokemon. Perhaps you just want to follow the riverbank. All kinds of options.
Do the Pokemon here all look like they're from the same region?
The first things you saw was a trio of Spearow wheeling overhead, and the next was a Tropius, so definitely not.
Are there any fruits in the trees?
Yeah, glancing up, you do see lots of fruits. However, which ones are edible and which ones are not is unclear to you without a survival check of some kind.
Hey, Vigo!
Vigo, can we eat any of those?
Can you see if there's any apricorns up there?
Vigo's weird. I would imagine you would be able to understand whether or not something is an apricorn. Vigo's weird encyclopedic knowledge of plants starts to kick in and fails. As he has been distracted by some of the grass nearby and looking at moss.
Sure.
Just completely missed your question.
You point to the fruit that the Tropius is actively eating as your brain actively attempts to decipher whether this is a Dragon-type Pokemon, and determines that what the Tropius is eating right now is edible. It appears to be some sort of vine fruit, like a melon, but high-growing.
Well, that
Can I
guy's
go to
eating
a
it,
tree
so.
and get one of the melon fruits to share among my friends?
Sure. Yeah.
Enough to look around.
Yeah. You climb up the tree. Do you want to climb up the tree the Tropius is currently eating from?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Maka would inform you that Tropius tend to be quite docile unless provoked. So it may not care.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mako will attempt to pet the Tropius.
Absolutely. So assuming the 15 was a Pokemaniac, let me go ahead and look really quick. That is a trophy. That is a Tropius in its mid-40s. It is a female.
Mako will like slowly approach in such a way that it's obvious he's not sneaking up on it, and very much like Hiccup approaching Toothless, except much less skittishly. He will like kind of reach out, like kind of stroke the Tropius's leg, and then as soon as the Tropius makes it fairly clear, which he has Pokepsychologist, that Mako will be tolerated, Mako is gonna like try and hug the Tropius's leg.
Lovely. Yeah, roll your one of your Pokepsychologist skills you can make here, like in place of Charm, for example, to try and make sure this thing doesn't see you as a threat.
Psychologist just lets me roll.
That's what I'm saying.
Poke-Ed.
Yep. Yeah, you'll be rolling in place of Charm. Sure. It was a low DC. Tropius are quite chill. The fact that you made any effort at all is already a good sign to the Tropius, as what doesn't appear to be paying you any special attention, it doesn't really shirk away from your touch. And you see, as you reach what appears to be kind of like its armpit area underneath one of its legs, one of its vast leaf-like wings shudders a little bit as though it was ticklish. As Amber is actively climbing that tree, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Sure. I just need to pull up the character sheet again. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Acrobatics.
Awesome. With the 20 in acrobatics, you're of course able to get up this heavily vined and honestly rather climbable tree until you're almost eye level with the Tropius, as it seems to eyeball you with one slow, content eyeball as you attempt to gather a couple of fruit, which you do so quite seamlessly. How many do you wish to try and grab here? Scale of 1 to 4.
3.
3. Okay. So, these are melons, so they're going to be a little bit difficult to get down with, considering they're going to be in both of your hands. So go and roll me another acrobatics check, slightly higher DC this time. And you're going to try and settle down this tree with 3 melons on your person. Nice. Okay, another 20. You're good. Yeah, you get down with 3 melons. These count as provisions, as they would for humans and any vegetarian Pokemon. Herbivores is what they're called. The Tropius looks a little bit saddened that on the scale of 1 to 4 you left it 1 melon, but it is, at its core, a very simple and docile creature, and after it consumes the final melon, it moves on, leaving Mako's touch behind as he stares on in awe at this massive stomping sauropod that is, despite all odds, capable of flight. According to your Pokedex entry, when such things occur, it is like unto a hurricane in the local vicinity.
I love Tropius.
Tropius is such a cool Pokemon.
Yes. It's so cool. I just wish it was better.
Hey man, this is the first Pokemon you guys have encountered that is capable of flying and carrying the whole team. I don't want to hear no complaints.
Yeah.
It's like it would be vastly more interesting if I could command it within the next, 15 sessions. Yeah,
true.
Okay.
Because maybe it can fly, but it can also
it can fly away.
It can fly, and we can't really stop it from doing so.
So, You guys enjoy your melon, perhaps, as you examine the surrounding area. 2 of you roll me perception checks of your choice.
Ooh. I'm good at those.
Michael?
I don't know who else has a higher perception than 3 other than someone that's not here.
I don't have perception.
I'll roll the other one then. Oh, that was Guile, sorry.
Okay, so what 21 perception and a 9 perception. Okay, cool. With the 21 perception, Mako, you're able to if you hadn't gotten the hints already, you're definitely getting like Jurassic Park vibes here. You're getting the idea that this is sort of a place out of time. Once again a bit of a holdover from old Animos. David over here wasting good rolls. That's right. In the distance, you see a number of Pokemon that would be quite rare by the standards of any other locale in Animos, at the very least. You see what appears to be a very colorful, a vaguely reptilian-looking creature of quite large size flutter down onto a tree and let out a great bellow that seems to ring through the tree tops, even as it is joined by a series of smaller creatures that appear to be in the same evolutionary line. That is an Archaeopteryx. A creature that you quickly realize you hope is not hungry, as Archaeopteryx, though very rare and generally extinct, are predators, and will go after quite large prey and swarm in packs if they have them available. Beyond them,
look at that.
Beyond them, you see more herds of Tropius moving in the periphery of the cavern. As the water here seems to be angling off into smaller ponds and rivulets, you see various water Pokemon dipping in and out of the current, including a number of Goldeen, as well as some stranger-looking creatures that you do not immediately identify. If you want to roll another Pokemon education check for that. It's 15.
Is there any Dwebble, though?
Very lovely. You see a number of very strange pink-looking eel creatures dipping in and out, slaloming in between rocks and resting in the tide pools before continuing along their way, cramping their way through the currents. Those appear to be a small school of Gorobus, a South Sea Pokemon, evolving from Clamperl, again, typically a Hoenn Pokemon.
Aren't those predators too?
Yes, those are also predators. Yes, despite their looks, Gorobus are not particularly kind to those they find in their way. In addition, you see a number of Pokemon that you've seen before, such as a Relicanth, a creature which is extremely docile and in its element. You found in the seabed during the Jichi earlier. And towards the bottom of one of these ponds, as you approach, a number of small heart-shaped creatures, who you should identify as love discs, kind of coating the bottom of the pool, don't seem to be disturbed by your presence. All right. Aside from that, there's a number of rock Pokemon you see climbing distant hills. One moment.
How rare is Dwebble?
Dwebble is pretty rare, but I mean this might be the place for it. You see a small pride of Rhyhorns. Additionally, you see oh, there it is. You see on top of one of these stalagmite-like spires a red crystalline formation that begins to move before your very eyes as you watch it. That appears to be a Gigalith.
Love that
Can
Pokemon as
Amber?
well.
Yeah, can Amber pull out her Pokédex and see what level it is? Does Pokédex
Well,
give that kind of information?
Pokedex doesn't
I
give you that
mean-
info, but Mako can roll there. That
Mako is
Gigalith.
the Pokédex.
That Gigalith is 1 second. That Gigalith is also in its mid-40s. A lot of like the really big Pokemon seem to be in their mid-40s. A lot of the smaller stuff appears to be low 30s to late 20s here.
Can we go on a specific expedition, like spend potentially even some downtime or whatever, hunting for Dwebble in here?
Yeah, totally. This might be the place for it. And yeah, you'd be looking around for sure. That would be a combination of Pokemon education and survivals.
Once, if there's more to
Yes. The Archeops
describe, I can wait.
The Archeops was in its early 40s. It was 43, and the Archon were in their mid 20s. 26 and 27 respectively that you saw.
Perfect. I'm very tempted to start chasing them and yelling at them. I feel like that's what he would do as soon as he's told that they exist.
as soon as I, given that I was the one that pointed them out to Vigo, as soon as he like makes any move to approach, I'm gonna grab him and be like, "Oh, wait, buddy, where are you going? You might need this.
I gotta get.
You might. Well, hold on. You might need this." I'm gonna hand him a friend ball.
I don't remember what a friend ball do. Just make it friender.
Yeah.
Make you more friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got a few others up my sleeve, but I figure if they like you, you can maybe bribe them into helping us more.
Find the friend ball. -5. I believe that is a +1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's basically just a Pokeball that raises the friendship level by 1.
It is slightly better. I want to make sure I have the conversions correct here. Rules. Flip the sign on all modifiers and divide by 5. Okay, yep. Okay, so a friend ball does give a +1 to the capture roll still, so that's pretty good.
Great.
Okay. So, Vigo's strategy is to announce his presence.
Okay.
I do want to stick close to Vigo because I am curious how
Sure.
this goes.
Is everybody else following as well?
Are they about to get eaten again?
Of course, yes.
It's slightly less likely this time. Don't worry, Amber. Hey, by the way, we need to spend some time here looking for your Dwebble.
Dwebble?
Not yet, but we're gonna need Vigo for that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let's
Yeah.
help him first.
The half beat there was Amber's eyes dilating.
Amber's eyes start glowing.
That's right.
I feel like Caleb would agree that you successfully bribed Amber into having her assist you with this.
Part
Okay.
of me feels like it would be unfortunate if we find a Dwebble, but part of me really wants to be like, "Hey, Caleb, I got you a Dwebble."
Exactly.
Okay. So, Vigo, you approach the Archon and Archeops far up in the branches as you are probably a good 60, 70 feet below them as they are in one of the really big kind of deciduous trees up there. Not deciduous. Is it deciduous? Kind of tropical trees.
Very different.
And yes, right. Looking up, they do appear to be seeing you as you announce your presence. Are you attempting any kind of intimidation tactic here or anything like that?
That's a good question. I was kind of hoping they would come down. upon seeing such a presumably easy meal.
Yeah, at present, as multiple humans come into view, one of the Archon, the smaller one, the level 26 one, appears to be licking its strange reptilian bird mouth. However, the other Archon and Archeops does appear to be less interested in you, and especially as the crowd begins to show up. It appears you may need to do something to draw it in beyond the norm of declaring yourself a rival threat.
I'll pull Amber back a little bit so that we can give Vigo some space.
This will probably be difficult to justify a command check for. What all I got?
Yeah.
Can Puddle use sweet scent?
Could use sweet scent.
Puddle uses sweet scent.
Though, there is always the possibility of a bigger fish showing up. That's right.
Very true. Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Pull in all sorts of big things.
Hey, the Tropius herd is coming, guys. This is awesome.
Okay, so, I don't think I have any particular check unless you can think of a way to justify command.
Well, you're commanding them to come down with your very force of will.
So if we take command to be a personal force of will, which I've used it in some cases that way, maybe it's just like
I think
almost appear as more of a threat than he actually is. But that would likely be more.
I think command is like projection. Like if you're having trouble making yourself as a presence known more neutrally, that would be a thing. Intimidation is like identifying yourself as a threat, potentially to be feared. Charm is like, hey, I'm not a threat. I want to be friends. Come down here. So command might be more your cup of tea here. However, they are seemingly aware of you. These Pokemon are pretty observant.
Yeah.
So maybe making yourself maybe making yourself more of a threat will make them take action.
What if I make myself look more delicious with a charm check?
You could do that, yeah.
Because there's.
I would say that's more in the line of guile check though, like deceiving them. Like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to make myself appear more weak or perhaps injured in hopes that one of them comes down.
Yep. Cram the Surskit in your jacket, force it to emit all manner of scent. Okay, 9. Okay, sure. Yeah, you are really looking the part, and you can tell the smaller Archon really wants to go after you, but its Archeops, presumably parent, does not want it going in right now, as it senses something is perhaps amiss, or perhaps it simply knows that this isn't going to be as easy a meal as anticipated.
Elaine, help him!
My thinking is just to start throwing rocks at the tree in hopes that they get annoyed at me.
So here's a question, Austin.
Yes.
Psychologist allows me to substitute checks like Guile for Poke-Ed. If I use Let Me Help You with that, could I roll that as if the check in question were Poke-Ed so that he gets a +4 bonus to his reroll?
I think that's a little too powerful, but if you make the check, it's perfectly legal. You may use your Pokemon education skill instead of Charm, Guile, Intimidate, or Intuition when making general skill checks. So that says nothing about aiding a skill check.
Okay, well that saves the use anyway, so Mako will just kind of try and do it himself with Poke-Ed if that works.
Okay, yeah. This is a Guile check to try and lower your, or perhaps increase your eatability rating. Like you're going from a 2-star to a 4-star restaurant, ideally. Yeah, man. With a 12, you're also presenting yourself rather docilely. You turn your backs to them. You also ensure that the Archeops knows that you have no weapons in hands. Like you raise your hands, like you're in a police investigation, like a stick up, like, somebody just told you to turn around and put your hands in the air. And despite everything, it is just not quite good enough, unfortunately. They're not taking the bait. More extreme action may be required of the less subtle variety.
Hey, Vigo, you were wanting to catch one of these, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Mako's gonna throw a shutdown ball at the 26.
Okay, how far can you throw?
Oh, that's fair.
What's roughly how long is one reading in a capability?
Yeah, I have an 8 throw capability.
8 throw?
I have 9, if that makes a difference.
9. Okay. I would say you guys are about 2/3 of the way up to being able to do that with a 9 and a 10, respectively, or an 8 and a 9, respectively.
Okay, well then let's just, hey Vigo, let's get closer. What could possibly go wrong?
That's right.
Vigo's climbing already.
Start climbing the tree as Elaine and Amber watch on in horror. Begin to climb the tree. Clambering about 1/3 of the way up until you think your strong arm, Vigo, would be enough to throw a ball up there and maybe hit one of them. As the Archeops do appear to be looking down on you with some suspicion, you get the impression you're only going to have one chance here before they fly off.
Can we make sure we're in range for me to throw the pester ball first?
Sure, you advance slightly more, and then Mako is in range.
Alright, Vigo, I'm gonna throw this, and then you chuck that friend ball, okay?
Can I see what they're doing?
What is this?
Yeah, you can see them.
They're
They're plainly climbing the tree in front of you. You're looking on in horror at the moment.
I can inflict sleep, Vigo.
fantastic.
Can I tell which one they're aiming at?
With their wild gesticulation, you believe they're targeting the level 26 that Mako identified earlier, the one that looks a little more hungry.
Mm-hmm. I need one hungry for victory.
That's right.
How high would I have to throw to get within string shot range?
What's the range of string shot?
A cone 2.
Oh, quite high then. String shot is almost in melee. Yeah, you would have to be you would have to be about where Mako and Vigo are, or higher, assuming your throw capability is lower.
Can I stealthily climb an adjacent tree? I was promised help with the dwello for this.
Okay.
That's the only reason I'm willing to assist.
I perfectly understand transactional values. So, yes. So roll me. Is stealth a skill or is it guile to be stealthy? I always forget.
Stealth is a skill.
Roll.
Yeah, it's a
great,
skill.
great. Roll stealth then.
While you're rolling that, I just want to share right quick that the moment that Jeremiah said I need one that is hungry for victory, I read Arkan/Archeops special ability, Defeatist.
Yeah.
Defeatist.
I am well aware of this. Look at that stat line.
Okay. Ample, you begin climbing a nearby tree.
I'm sorry. I rolled ample stealth. I meant to roll ambers.
Okay. that would have been very bad. It may still be bad. Let's see here.
I didn't even realize I was told ample sheet. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh. You okay?
Is it okay if I roll perception to make sure I can tell that Amber... Oh, never mind.
Just that.
Uh-huh. Okay, Amber begins climbing the tree. The Archeops veers its head visibly over to where Amber is actively climbing. And you hear this a little... As they all begin to flap their wings collectively and are about to alight. I want you guys to roll me a check in order to see if you are going to be able to move before they move.
What kind of check?
So I'm going to look at that really quick. I'm going to say, in this case, Vigo and Mako, considering your position, let's have that be an acrobatics check.
Oh.
Gotta beat a DC 12. Gotta beat a DC 12 on this one.
Could I potentially circumvent this check with a, shall we say, a creative use of extreme speed, not just to react faster, kind of.
Sure. Extreme speed is awesome, and if you have that ability and you want to burn your use of that per like non-encounter scene, I'll let you do that. That'll reduce your DC significantly.
Yeah, I will be doing that then.
Great, do it.
I do have it.
Okay, utilizing extreme speed, and then rolling an acrobatics.
Where's my acrobatics? Here it is.
Yeah, let me help you with that.
Okay.
Are you trained in it?
Are you sufficiently trained in acrobatics?
Oh, you are trained in it. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Okay, so now you re-roll.
With +3.
+3.
That's what.
Oh, that beats it.
So.
Nice.
It's 11.
Yep.
Oh,
11.
you're right.
No, it's with the +3.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, that is with the +3?
Extreme speed reduced the DC. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. All right, man. Vigo, you have enough time for one throw. Aiming for the level 26 here.
What do I got that's best here? Might as well use the friend ball given to me by friend.
Deploy.
So. 2 - 6.
You garbage RNG is garbage. Like a Bostonian.
So bad.
That was so many terrible.
Like the Winter Falls one, that's all we got was low rolls. I was so mad. I don't think anybody broke above 10.
I don't think I have anything I can do on this.
It makes sense for Mako to not break above 10, for
See?
Amber to not get above 10.
Double check,
That's
player.
insanity.
To be fair, this is better than most Pokeball rolls.
Yep, you're probably hitting. I'm just double checking, absolutely sure here. I actually need to generate. One second.
Wait, hold on. The friend ball's -5. You have a 4.
That's
on the
rolling
capture.
to hit the Pokemon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything to boost the attack itself.
Yeah, you're just trying to break whatever evasion it has, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if it has less than 20 speed, then this should hit it.
I don't remember them being very fast.
Okay, it is speed evasion, is that what you said?
Yep.
It has to... Does it beat it if its speed evasion is 3?
Yes.
Fantastic, its speed evasion is 3. Yeah, man, you hit it.
Oh, yeah.
You hit it. So, awesome. Now we roll to see if it is captured, yeah?
Yep. All right. So, I am a level 10, well, level 12, but level 10 for the purpose of catching things, which I believe is a +2.
Okay, excellent.
Let me make sure that's still the case.
Okay, this is level 27 Archon with no statuses, no special conditions there.
Okay. What level was it?
26.
26. I'm just gonna pull up the capture rules again. Okay. Presumably it's full HP. Presumably it doesn't have injuries. Doesn't have a status condition. It has 1 evolution stage remaining. I am level 10, so I do have a +2 to this. The friend ball has a +1, so I'm getting a total of +3.
Okay.
It is 26, which means that unless you want to add any modifiers, it should be a DC 10 for the capture here.
Okay, nope, that's fine. You're
Alright.
going after Pokemon in your weight class. Is it DC 13? Did we just qualify that?
DC 10.
DC 10.
Yes.
Oh, we got it. Nice, yeah. Yeah, the friend ball connects with the Archon. As the ball falls past you, Rune, go ahead and roll. Not Rune, Amber, actually gonna be falling past you as it hit the Archon as it was beginning to alight. Amber, roll acrobatics check to try and catch it.
Okay, give me a second.
4 of you go. Hey, you caught it. Well done. That's the tricky thing about catching things high up. The Pokeball could break on impact. You caught it. Well done.
Vigo is cheering and pumping his fists in excitement.
Absolutely.
Well, hanging on this branch on the side of the tree.
Absolutely. As the Archon and Archeops are flying in a different direction, they appear to be leaving behind the runt of the litter, who often lags behind the rest of the flock, unaware of the fate that their mate has led to. So, congratulations, you have an Archon. So you guys get back to the ground. Presumably, Amber hands that off. Is that going over a Pokemon limit, or are you good?
It's not going over any limits.
Okay.
Especially because I currently only have Frigibax on me.
Okay.
You are very lucky I was here.
She says that she
Thank you, David. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Indeed.
Okay. About 30 minutes remain. We got a Pokemon encounter out of the way. What are we going to do next? Perhaps identify the Sacred Grove, or do we want to go to pursue our Dwebble next?
Let's pursue the Dwebble.
Okay.
I was
Alright,
promised
Vigo.
a bubble.
We're gonna need your help.
You're going to need whose
We're
help?
gonna need your knowledge of survival.
Oh,
We're gonna
Vigo.
need Vigo.
Got it.
So I shall roll any of the Poke-Ed checks needed, and we will resort to Vigo for the survival.
Okay.
And Amber will provide an assisted check for survival. So, Vigo, you're adding a +1 to all your survivals.
Yeah. Alright, so send out the first one here then.
Cool. Getting your Archon ready for you. Give us just a second.
13.
13 in survival. Very cool. And then I'd love a Pokemon education check from somebody. Awesome. So 17 and 13 respectively. Double checking. Gonna alter. Yeah, sure. I'll jump that up a little bit. And we'll jump that up a little bit. What else we got? Okay, cool. I think that's gonna do it. So I'm gonna import this. Okay, there should be an Archon now, and I will drag that over into Vigo's Pokemon. I will let you fetch your own thumbnail for that. Also, the rest of your party should be on the bench, yes, if you only have Frigibax?
So I just don't have my Pokemon back.
Oh,
I have
that's
my
correct.
but not my Pokemon.
Apologies. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is your default party when you have your stuff back. Okay, not gonna change that then. Okay, sorry, I forgot about that. Awesome. Okay, so a 13 and a 17 respectively. Vigo, you're able to determine an intuitive place for a Dwebble would of course be a rock formations, as Mako informs you that Dwebble live in rocks much like hermit crabs do, and throughout their life progressively switch through a variety of rocks as they grow larger. So if you're looking for a double colony, you are looking for a large cluster of rocks, perhaps a rock slide or area where stalagmites are frequent, and ideally of greatly variable size, such that this would be a place that Dwebble frequent. Glancing about, one location comes to mind immediately, and that's one of the very large cyclopean stone monoliths towards the center of the cavern. As you approach that, I want one of you to roll me let's say an intuition check, as perhaps some Vuju begins to kick in. Yes, right. Okay, that's a 14 from Amber. Very cool.
Elaine has 16. I didn't see Elaine roll first. I'm sorry.
Oh, we'll go with Elaine's then, because she hasn't contributed as much recently. 16. It's better anyways. So, Elaine, you are getting some bad Vuju from the surrounding area. You're getting like that whole, it's quiet, a little too quiet vibes. As you're looking around, this area is progressing more into solid stone than grass. Though, of course, this is an extremely verdant area, so there's going to be some moss and vines creeping in, even on the mostly solid rock surfaces. However, there appears to be very little. This is instantly reminding you of the Tyrantrum's lair, an area that appeared to have been mostly devoid of smaller life forms, indicative of a greater, more apex predator in the immediate area. Still, you all collectively believe that this is still the best case possible area for a Dwebble to be. As you begin your searches, assuming you don't want to ditch. Maybe a character-defining moment for Amber, as Elaine informs her of the bad Pooju.
Yeah, the
That's
vet.
the real Dwebble with the friends we made along the way.
We can find a Dwebble, right?
Yeah, let's get her to Dwebble.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna keep searching.
Okay. You are continuing your rounds around the monolith, inspecting every rock you encounter. Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna switch out Zoe for Azeroth.
Azeroth?
Guile.
Sure, okay.
Azeroth the Destroyer.
Azeroth the Destroyer. Okay.
David?
And what role would you like him to be serving here, or would you like to just have him on standby, not doing anything special yet?
Since he has really high guile, and is naturally stealthy,
yeah,
maybe he could help with spotting the apex predator before it spots us, or signs of where the apex predator is.
I like that idea. So you have Azeroth ducking in between boulders, venturing ahead of the party, attempting to identify where such a thing might come from. Go ahead and roll me a guile check. I like this a lot. 15, very cool. As the creature dips in and out, kind of melding with shadows in places before returning to you, it seems to be a little bit frantic and nervously points, yip, points up the hill as you all kind of crane your necks a little bit up to the side of the monolith you are currently on, as a vast cave entrance is on the side of the monolith you're looking at right now, only accessible by something capable of flight or a great amount of climbing. It is large enough for virtually any apex predator you can imagine, though those clues might be enough for you to start getting some ideas. Giving Amber 2 friend balls. Cool. You want to add those to your inventory, David?
I shall add them to Amber's inventory.
Lovely, okay. In any case, you think you know where this thing might be coming from, assuming it's not already out.
Alright. I guess we'll just have Azeroth keep an eye on that entrance.
Okay, it keeps tabs on it for you. Okay, does anybody behave any differently now that they know that there could be something scary like that around?
Amber's kind of locked in.
Amber's locked in?
Yeah, I'll keep perception checks going whenever I don't have to roll Pokéed.
Okay.
Just to keep my senses alert.
Okay, but not trying to be stealthy or laying any traps or distractions or anything like that. Just continuing on.
No, cool. I'll hold a shutdown ball in my hand.
Okay.
Especially since I didn't get to use the one I was going to use.
Sure. Okay. Yes, the search widens and continues as rock after rock is tipped over. Towards the end, you feel as though you are beginning to lose all hope, as at last you encounter a rock that appears to have been hollowed out. These surefire signs that a Dwebble was here at one time. This is the first signs you have ever gotten that such a creature even exists in this region, and it fills you with determination. As focus is renewed, we continue on. We are going to be making, speaking of focus, we're going to be making one more survival check, and we're going to be making one more focus check. As you are braving the elements and the pressure, as you feel at any moment that side of the monolith could explode outward with any manner of horrid beast, bent on your destruction. Okay, another 15. And a 1.
No.
Amber is buckling under pressure, guys. She is teeth visibly chattering as you look up, and you guys think you see a shadow stirring within the cave mouth, or perhaps it is simply a trick of the prismatic sunstone.
I was going to say, why didn't we have our focus person roll focus?
I thought we were all rolling focus.
Because I don't have my
We don't have
Pokemon
it.
out.
It was 1 and 1, so the 15 and the 1 respectively. You're okay. Don't worry. As the rest of you are having a trouble getting Amber to move from her current location behind a rock, providing defilade from the mouth of the monolith tunnel. Let's have a fun little character v character diplomatic check here. Your choice of intuition or a charm, maybe intimidate, just to like get her shooken up, like slap her across the face. Maybe a command check. You know.
Are you contesting the same check from Amber?
No. This is a DC of my own making.
Okay.
This is going to be a DC. We're going to go and say this is a DC 13. And yes, just the one check from whoever decides to make it.
I rolled a charm. 13.
Dude, you got it. 13 is exactly what we needed. How do you want to role play that, Elaine?
I swear something moved in there. I know.
Your mic cut out, but I think I heard the rest of you.
So something moved in there.
We're channeling.
Yeah. Yeah, Elaine would just wrap her arm around her shoulders and just be like, just focus on the Dwebble. Just focus on the Dwebble, Amber. We got this. See, look. And then she'll point at, like, the hollow rock. Just remember, there's signs here. We gotta go find it.
Okay. Deep breaths. Okay, we got this.
Okay.
Thank you, Elaine.
As Vigo, you encounter tracks. That you quickly motion everyone else forward. There appears to have been multiple coming through here, migrating to an area nearby, but still in the immediate vicinity of the monolith. It appears to be near a small pond of water, as a fork from the main river venturing off beside you, pooling into a small pool of mostly stagnant water, kind of greening at the edges. As you see a number of smaller rock formations here, any number of which could be Dwebble in their disguised form.
Hey, DM.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do I know what kind of food Dwebble eats? What I could potentially bait a Dwebble with?
Sure. You never seen a Dwebble? Certainly Pokemon education check.
Cool.
Yep, and I'm double checking right now for you actually, because I don't know either. I'm gonna assume Lithivore, but it could be something else. Herbivore would make sense. Okay, so dude, where am I looking?
Herbivore.
There we go. It is an herbivore. You looking?
Yep.
Great. Okay, herbivore. So yeah, some kind of plant, perhaps one of the melons that Amber acquired earlier.
Amber holds up the melon like a prize trophy.
I have 4 oran berries. Would those work?
That would also work.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel like you need to over-sweeten the pot. Any number of those things will do just fine.
Oh, I guess if we're offering the melon. Well, no, I would rather... it turns out I'm out of candy bars, so I am really going to need that ration.
Nope, valuing the melon, sure. So presenting oran berries instead?
Yeah.
Okay. How many are you doing? All 4?
Sure.
Okay. Sure. You create a small pallet on a leaf of your oran berries and lay it out near to the rock formations in hopes that the Dwebble will reveal itself. Okay, I'm going to say that's going to be a Pokemon education check to try and, get the meal exactly right there. 19, very cool. You think this is going to be very appetizing as you kind of supplement with local ingredients like herbs and such, and present it in an area where the airflow from the water current is actually going to be hitting it and pushing it towards the rocks such that they're more likely to detect it via scent. As you stay by and wait, as you think nothing is happening for a few moments, as you all collectively hold your breath, and then one of the rock twitches and begins to move in your direction. You just see the top of it slowly navigating through the field of rocks, at one point bumping into one and then kind of like shaking a little bit, like shuddering, and then moving again, until at last you see coming into view a creature that is barely visible below its rock pebble house. A tiny little creature that you hope to identify as a dwebble, but we shall see. Go ahead and roll that Poke-Ed or break out the Pokédex. Very nice. Yes, that is a dwebble. That is a dwebble.
Hold on.
That is a dwebble of level 18.
Ooh, okay. I will throw a shutdown ball to inflict sleep on it.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and say you can do that. Do you need to roll an attack to see if that hits?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, would you like to look at shutdown ball for me?
So it says you can craft these.
Okay, that's a pester ball. So pester balls are an attack that you make, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I just want to... But before we go this route...
Yes. Yeah.
I want to point out, generally speaking, a lot of the time Amber does go the diplomatic route with trying to capture Pokemon first.
Okay, I'll let
Amber
do her thing first.
Okay.
If we want to try that, it's just
sure.
Okay.
To be more in the spirit of the character.
Ready, but he'll let Amber.
Sure.
Lead.
Perhaps Vigo, a little out of character for him, perhaps putting an arm. A hand on Mako's outreaching arm prepared to throw a ball, as Vigo respects the method of the individual trainer to capture the Pokemon how they see fit. As David, I hate to have this happen without Caleb here, but perhaps this will be a fun honeymoon gift for him when he returns, if you can make this work for him. Otherwise, if you can't do it, then that would be really funny and would have the inverse effect. I think he'd be really sad when he comes back from his honeymoon.
He'd be so mad at me.
So there is that pressure.
Already crafting the text to tell him that we caught it.
All right, if we're doing this, we're doing it right. Amber's going to channel it.
Okay. I would say with the dainty meal before it, it is not inherently hostile, though it is skeptical of you. You are able to channel it without event. It may communicate its intentions, emotions, and motivations to you. You may communicate it similarly with them. Yeah, the dwebble wants to communicate with you that it's going to eat these oran berries and it's going to go back to sleep. As it begins to chow down, we're going to go and consume one oran berry.
Yeah, Amber's going to walk out and sit across from it, cross-legged, very disarming.
So, you like the berries? You know, we have lots of these and we find a lot more on our travels, so if you want to try...
I know my voice cracks.
You're good. It was so perfect.
You channel Caleb, yes.
I love the idea that, like, this extremely masculine voice just emerges out of Amber on occasion. as the facade drops and she like desperately wants to capture this Pokemon.
It's the sixth command coming out.
That's right. Okay, so presenting it with the idea of more foods level. As he's like, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I like these berries right in front of me. If you have like a billion of these, like I'd be kind of down. But also, I like my friends, and I have this nice little patch near the pond here, when there's not this horrifying flying monster trying to kill us all. But that normally doesn't happen because, well, we're quite disguised, and we have a very, very simple diet. And like these berries are really nice. Let's eat another one of those berries, shall we? So I'm gonna go and consume another orange berry. As I want you to go ahead and roll intuition check here to try and appeal to this thing's sense of appetite. Decent enough. Yep. Yeah, it's sold on the idea of more food. Yeah, sweeten the deal, sweeten the deal. How about this flying monster? You gonna deal with this flying monster that keeps killing all of us? Well, it kills all of us sometimes. Well, that's partly why most of my species are wiped out here. But we're okay. We're disguised, and we make our way fine near this pond and the foliage in the immediate area. And these berries are really nice. Eat another berry. So now we're down to one berry. Go ahead and make your next move here.
Flying monster, eh? Well, you might actually be able to help us with that. Not you specifically, but if you come with us, we can definitely protect you from it. Make sure you don't get eaten by it, nor your friends.
Excellent. Yeah. So we'll say that is almost like a call to arms, kind of. So we'll make that a command check here. You are inviting it onto the team for a mutual beneficial relationship. Hey, pretty good. Well, the double says, I like the idea of this protection thing, assuming the rates aren't too steep. I do like these orange berries. These orange berries are pretty awesome. Assuming there's more orange berries, I am 100% down. Consume the last orange berry as the double looks at the sheet of leaves, subtly wanting for more orange berries and or other food types. As you get the impression this thing hasn't eaten very often in the near past, as it has been holed up in its shell, desperately hoping to not be destroyed by this flying monster it keeps talking about. As you are now 2 out of 3 on successes, the final DC is going to be a little bit higher. We're going to probably peg that to be about a DC 15 here. As this thing really just realizes it's very hungry, but it also just doesn't want to leave. As it's sad about its friends, and it wants to make sure its clansmen survive the brutal winter to come while the flying monster kills them all.
And Amber is going to pull out a candy bar to sweeten the pot even further.
Excellent. Okay, so what's your final tact here, do you think?
Final tact, I think would be...
So not intuition or command. Yeah.
Not intuition or command?
Mm-hmm. Choices. 8 minutes remain thereabouts, friends.
If David's talking, I can't hear him.
I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
You're good. Take a little bit of time here. This will be the final encounter of this session here. So feel free to resolve this in a satisfying way.
Are we wanting only Amber to be helping, or can Mako use his Pokeed?
Not necessarily, but that is how she's been handling this in the past. You could roll Pokeed to try and maybe shed some light on the flying monster, or perhaps the survivability of its family members, as Amber might communicate that to the team. Up to you guys, and up to David, as to whether he wants to accept help.
I figure if we're trying to sweet talk the thing, I can't channel, but I can use Pokeed in place of, like, Guile and Charm and whatnot. I know I'm a broken record, but...
I would definitely accept help at this point because Amber doesn't have anything else.
All right, Mako, what are you going to come in with?
No. Wait, hold on. Ah, charm. She does have a thing.
Okay, intuition instead of charm.
I did.
Sure.
So it would be another intuition check, but it would be
a
charm check.
Sure. I was sort of leaning that the intuition check earlier was a charm check.
Okay.
I don't like to. It feels icky telling you that now, but that was the intention. If you can't think of anything else, I'll let you come back to intuition later. But yeah, if there's any other tact, Mako, your Pokemon education check. Unfortunately, you're not versed enough in Dwebble migration habits and whatever this creature could be in order to offer any kind of insight there. So that's 1 failure. So again, first to 3 successes or 3 failures. So you still have some buffer room on the failure front. But of course, Pokemon education as a skill vector has been burned here. So you have to consider something else if you want this thing's aid.
What about seeing a friendly face and friendly Pokemon that love their trainers?
Sure, maybe a charm check instead of an intuition.
Yeah, Elaine would be the one to roll charm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Elaine would come up with her winning smile and have, not Azeroth. See, this is a rock Pokemon.
As you recall, Impotent.
And I'll pull out Dwayne because it's another rock type Pokemon.
Geo.
And just have Dwayne talk about how this group saved his life from the moss virus that was growing on his body.
Geo. Flexes a little bit. Look how strong I am after having recovered. The Dwebble seems to relate somewhat to having moss grow on it, unscrupulously, and finds this to be a desirable outcome. And you know, we have some another rock type Pokemon vouching for this party, and yeah, well, you haven't really appealed to its sense of family or camaraderie with its previous family there, as opposed to like their safety. However, if it's on a new family, and this family seems like 300% better in nearly every metric. So Dwebble's like, yeah, get me in there. So we're gonna go ahead and just use a Pokeball of your choice, and that's going to be a capture, I think. Successful skill challenge.
Friend ball.
Absolutely.
Friend ball. Just incredibly amicable capture right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have at least 300% more birds.
Restraining me.
There we go. So friend ball, so that's going up a friendship level as well. There's a level 18
I will
Dwebble.
take the other friend ball back, by the way.
Awesome.
All right. And I will give you the other friend ball back.
And as the light and sound from the Pokeball goes up, I want Mako to go ahead and roll me a perception check. Lovely. You're watching that cave entrance, and you see it beginning to stir as rocks begin to fall down the cave face. You're keeping enough tabs on it. You knew it was coming, so you guys are able to vacate the area immediately with the Dwebble in tow.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out.
All right. Moments pass as a deeper rumble, and then exploding out into the open air of the cavern, a massive gray, stony-looking flying creature arcs over your heads. A horrifying roar creaks through the forest and scatters small, docile Pokemon every which direction. You manage to take up some hiding places in shrubbery and in a small ditch next to the river outlet. As Vigo, you're able to determine, oh my, that is an Aerodactyl.
Well, this points and starts soy pogging at Mako with it.
Mako will soy pog back.
as we presumably turn in unison to the girls soy pogging at this dinosaur.
And then they soy pog back.
As you watch the Aerodactyl seizes the Archon on a distant tree, the one that you didn't get before, and devours it whole.
Uh-oh.
As the Archeops flees, slightly smaller apex predator in the grand scheme of things, as the Aerodactyl seems content with its small meal. It alights on a branch much more clumsily than the Archon and Archeops. The whole thing swaying under its immense weight.
What level is it? I rolled a 11 on Poke Ed, by the way.
Sure, one sec. That is an Aerodactyl in its high 60s. That is a level 67 Aerodactyl.
Yeah, I don't think we can deal with the flying monster. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Thankfully, as an
Also,
going to be
you're
paying
not-
attention to you right now, and you had a sufficient heads up enough to kind of be avoiding it at this point. Thankfully, this cavern's a big place, and it can only be in so many places at once. However, the noise did seem to have woken it up, so there's that. But you have your Dwebble, long-awaited, blessed Dwebble. And we're going to go ahead and call it there, as it's about 11 my time. Thanks so much for playing, guys. This has been a very fun, very productive session. We've gotten 2 awesome Mon that are quite rare. And we progressed past the flowing water curtains into the grander cavern, and we are now very close to the Guardians of the Sacred Fruit. And hopefully the Blue Mushroom. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and call it there, guys. Ending the recording.
Bye, recording.
Bye, recording.